Welcome back, traders and investors, to Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep, brought to you by MarketFi. I'm your co-host, Joel L. Connon, and I am on the line with Michael Lamothe. He's the founder of ChartYourTrade.com. How you doing this morning, Michael?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us. So you're celebrating a special day, huh?
Sure am. It's the 2-year anniversary of ChartYourTrade.com.
It is, and are you doing any special promotions for that?
We are. Really thrilled to be on the show again. Thank you. And I would like to extend a 1-month free trial to anybody listening to the show today. So if you go to chartyourtrade.com, we have a premium store. And when they check out, they just use promotion code Benzinga, and they'll be able to get a 1-month free trial to Chart Your Trade Premium, which gives them full access to all the analysis that we have on the site.
Okay, that sounds good. I hope we'll have Brianna or Chubbs put that in the chat here. So let's just talk about your just kind of like when you're formulating your strategy, kind of like your top-down approach. What do you start with first?
Sure. So one of the things that I like to do first is to build a universe list. And what that is, it's basically every stock that I'm interested in that's going to pass my initial round of fundamental screening. So I'm somebody that uses the CAN-SLIM approach, and what that is basically looking for the top growth stocks in the industry, stocks that have very strong earnings and sales, both on an annual basis and on a quarter-over-quarter basis. And so I will screen for those stocks, put them on a universe list, and I'll do this weekly. And when I determine the overall state of the market, that's one of the things that I do on Chart Your Trade. And it's important to always know the overall direction of the market. Well, when we're trading, we always want to trade in the direction of the broader trends, is to have an idea of what's going on underneath the hood, if you will. And what's underneath the hood is what's in this universe watch list. So,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So as we're building this universe list, it will, week to week, it will expand and contract based on as we add to it, as more stocks come through our initial screens, or we will prune the list when stocks begin to fail to meet our initial round of criteria.
So are these stocks pretty stable in your universal watch list? Like, do you have some that are there like every single week, like Apple, or does it fluctuate?
There are some that have been there for quite a long time. Apple is one of them. But then there's others that will come onto the list, fall off the list. Alibaba came onto the list. I'm sure it came onto many people's lists when it first IPO'd. And so we keep this list one of the main reasons that we have the list is to look for stocks that are going to set up, meaning that they're approaching a buy point and where we would want to try to get into them.
Okay, and so you have some other stocks on the list.
Oh, sure. Let me bring up the universal list. Right now, the universal list that I maintain has about 154 stocks on it. And it over time, so as the market gets stronger, there'll be more stocks that pass my screens. And so it serves as an indicator for the strength of the market. So as the list expands, the market is getting stronger. As it contracts, the market's getting weaker. And it served as a leading indicator earlier. For the beginning of 2014, it served as a leading indicator right before we went into a correction about 2 months ago, and it started to rapidly expand maybe about 4 weeks ago. So it's been fairly consistent in that regard.
Do you short stocks, Michael?
Yes, I do.
You got any? I mean, when market's up here at all-time highs, do you have any short candidates you want to share with us?
Not at the present time. The way that I like to short is I'm not trying to pick a top. I'm going to continue to trade with the broader trend. And so I'll wait until the market and the leading stocks begin to break down, and then I'll begin looking for short candidates. When we were beginning to break down and break longer-term trend lines and the 50-day moving average, a couple of months, what was it, about 6 weeks ago to 2 months ago, that's when I began looking for a few short candidates.
Yeah, how did you handle that whole fallout in October? That was kind of quick, quick drop and even a quicker rebound, and then just busted through. Were you able to navigate? That was pretty tricky time there.
It sure was, and so when I saw that the market was beginning to break down, when I'm analyzing the market, though, a couple of things I look for are the distribution day count, moving average crossovers, the length of time that the price is above or below key moving averages. Like for me, I use the 10, the 21 day, the 50 day, and the 200 day. I consider them key. Well, whatever listeners think, and so long as, in my opinion, so long as the trader is using something consistently, to them, that's what'll make something more reliable.
Did you? And you went out to Stocktoberfest, right? How was that? How was that different from other years? And what were some of the highlights of it?
Well, it was my first time at Stocktoberfest, and it was a great time. A lot of great minds in the room. I think they had about 300 guests there, and it was a great networking event. I was part of a panel discussion, and I was also in one of the breakout rooms sharing how I do my state of the market analysis each week. So that was a lot of fun, and there were so many great vendors and people. It's just a great time.
Oh, good. Okay. Are you in front of your charts? Is there any charts that you can look at for us, or did we catch you on the move?
I could bring up a few. What are you guys interested in today?
We got a question here on SLXP, bad news, accounting news, what the street never wants to hear, and you had to gap down. It's trying to battle back here. I mean, obviously with stock out with so much news, it's hard to play it. But from a technical standpoint, anything there stick out at you?
And that was SLXP.
SLXP, Sam, Larry, X-Ray, Papa.
All right, hold on just a moment. Okay, yes. So this isn't the kind of setup that I would typically go for. It's on what day was this? This was on November 7th. It looks like it found a short-term bottom. On the day, the low was 86, and it closed in the upper half of the range. So it gapped down, closed in the upper half of the range of the trading day. So on the highest volume probably in well over a year. So that so it gapped down, but it found support. So to me, that's indicative that it could continue to rebound from there. But there's several levels of potential resistance along the way. So right now it's trading at just below 100. When stocks encounter large round numbers, they sometimes tend to pause around that level.
Okay.
It also has a 10-day moving average coming straight down. The 21-day moving average just crossed below the 200-day. Both of those moving averages just crossed below the 200-day. It could rebound for another couple of days. Personally, I would rather something that was setting up in a clean base that gives me something clearer to work off of.
Okay, and two more for you real quick. Kind of the opposite chart in this one. Ventas, symbol VTR, Victor Tango Radio. Just made some nice highs, fresh highs yesterday at 69.51. Kind of sniffed that level again today, but it's falling back on the session. What's your take on VTR?
At this point, it's a little bit extended from what I would have considered a advanced pivot. So it was consolidating nicely from May to the present. It just broke above the May high at 69.09. But between really from June through September, it was encountering resistance in the base at around 66.29 and then 66.32. On October 10th, it finally broke above that level there, that 66.32 level, and so that's something that I would have counted as an advanced pivot. At that point, it gave a clear risk-reward level. So on that breakout, I would have been using the 10 and 50-day moving average as a potential zone where if it fell back below those, I would look to exit. Over here, it's a little bit extended above those levels. I would also look at the relative strength line. I don't use the RSI. I like to use the relative strength line, how the stock is acting compared to the S&P 500, and it's actually lagging. The RS line has more or less moved sideways. Presently, it's lagging the index. So to me, that says that even though it's moving into new high ground, there's probably better opportunities out there.
Okay, and one last one for you, Mylan Labs, MYL.
MYL. Okay. This one is still in the base. Also broke above a advanced pivot recently. The first advanced pivot would have been on October 6th. It put in 52.10, and it broke above that level on decent volume on October 30th and on the 31st. It then traded sideways for a little bit, retested that advanced pivot, and continued to work its way up there. This one it seems to be gaining support along the 10-day moving average. Potential resistance levels presently at 55.30 and 57.52.
Okay. All right. We've had Michael Lamothe on. He's the founder of ChartYourTrade.com. He has joined us today on Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep, brought to you by Market5. Michael, thanks for coming on, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks a lot. Always a pleasure.